Welcome back to another episode of Rock Boys Football. What a 24 hours for Billy Napier and the Florida Gators, not only playing what I think was the most complete game we've seen from Florida under Billy Napier, taking care of business against LSU. You happen to do it in front of a ton of top targets at the high school ranks. We said last night that this win felt like it was going to kind of send a message to a lot of these kids on the high school recruiting trail. That's kind of exactly how we're seeing it play out. Four-star quarterback Tramell Jones, who decommitted from Florida State late last week, now committing to the Florida Gators. Gave you guys some of my thoughts on him on Friday afternoon. We're going to dive into a little bit of the tape and talk about what Tramell Jones brings to this Florida offense. Now, maybe not as flashy as DJ Lagway, and quite frankly, we haven't seen a lot of quarterbacks who have as much of a ceiling as DJ Lagway in quite a long time coming from the high school ranks. This kid's a field general. He's a field general that can create when he needs to. And I think that's a really valuable asset to have in your quarterback room. I think he's kind of a steady Eddie guy that started since his freshman year at the high school ranks, big time junior year, and he happens to be teammates with five-star wide receiver Jamie French, who we're going to talk about as well. Fired up to get into Tramell Jones. Now, before we do, and as always, to the Florida Gator fans, it's been a roller coaster of a ride the last 12 months. Y'all continue to show a ton of love to the boys, whether we're talking about Billy Napier replacements, whether we're covering wins like against LSU. I've had a blast talking this team. The amount of support y'all continue to show, it's been amazing. Appreciate you guys. If y'all do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel. Nothing more I'd rather be doing Sunday night than talking about a little Florida on the recruiting trail. Let's get into Tramell Jones. Now, I think what you love most about Tramell Jones, this kid is pretty polished up at the quarterback spot. Again, I don't know if the ceiling is as high as you get with DJ Lagway, who, again, kind of an astronomically high ceiling that we're seeing from DJ Lagway. But Tramell Jones, you kind of know what you're getting, and you're getting a really steady hand at the quarterback spot. You look at Tramell Jones play the game of football at the quarterback position, really, really in command. He knows how to throw his players into open grass. He can dissect some of those zone coverages. Now, has a really good arm. I feel like I'm kind of underselling the talent that Tramell Jones brings. And he can push the football vertically down the field. But what I love the most is how much command he seems to have in the offense. And you can kind of tell when you watch some of the film, yeah, it makes sense that this kid has been starting since his freshman year of high school. And again, we're going to dive into the film, and you're going to see that Jamie French and Tramell Jones connection. It's big time. And I think the last thing you want to say is he's not just a game manager quarterback. I feel like that's kind of the picture I painted the first 2 minutes of this. He's more than that. I think my favorite asset that he has is how much in command he is of an offense. But I think when you see this kid have to, extend plays, kind of deal with some broken down plays, be a little bit of an athlete, play some backyard football, if you will. Tramell Jones can do that too, can throw off platform, can create outside the pocket, can make people miss in space. There's a lot of ways you can get Tramell Jones involved in this offense, and there's a lot of things you can do with him at the quarterback position. You start diving into the film, and again, just the command. And he's going to do a lot of this film is throwing guys into space. He can push it vertically down the field. He can layer the football. There's not really a throw on the football field that this kid can make, and you start working through it. I think first, you love the ball placement, consistently good ball placement. Again, this ball's out of his hand before his wide receiver even gets the head around. And once the wide receiver gets the head around to find it, it's pretty much laid right into the breadbasket. Again, ball placement, pushing it vertically, really, really impressive. You see what he can do extending plays. Again, really twitchy. I don't know if he has necessarily long speed, but you talk about making people miss in the pocket, getting outside, keeping your eyes down the field. Tramell Jones can do that. And then throwing off platform, hitting Jamie French right in the corner of the end zone. That is a connection that I think a lot of Florida fans want to see in Gainesville over the next couple of years. You continue to work through the film. You can kind of see just all ways he can hurt you. Again, now with his legs. Hey, we saw him create outside the pocket, keep his eyes downfield, throw off platform. Let's go make some people miss in space. I mean, these two guys just lost. Smell you. Really, really good. Nice contact balance. He is a very instinctual runner with the football, which you like a lot. Continue to work through the film, rolling out, off-platform throw again, being patient. Really tight window throw here. And again, I love how he sets his feet. Can get him outside the pocket. And this is a tight window that you have to fit it in. Not really many places this ball can go. And he's putting it right on the money. You continue to work through the film. Him and him and Jamie French on that back shoulder. That's really hard to deal with. Again, great ball placement. This is not the flashiest throw. It's not the flashiest play. This is an extremely effective play when you know how to place the ball. Back shoulder with Jamie French, again, on the money. Really, really compact release, too. Like, you see a lot of young quarterbacks have these kind of funky long releases that you got to clean up. You don't really have to clean up much in his game. You like a lot of the mechanics. Again, off script, make a play. I think he walks it off here. Yeah, he walks it off like Steph Curry. Knew he threw a touchdown. Love it. I believe that's the Jamie French as well. You continue to work through the film, working a little RPO. This is again high-low concept here. But you got to layer this football. This is opposite hash to the boundary, throwing before the wide receiver even comes out of the break and putting it on the money. Again, it's not always flashy, but this kid runs an offense and he operates an offense at a high level. Again, perfect ball placement to Jamie French up the boundary. You see all over the film, him and Jamie French, like that connection is special. And you look at Tramell Jones, can you get Jamie French in the fold? We'll see. Really, really impressive stuff from Tramell Jones. And again, I think the overall take on Tramell Jones as a prospect is you don't see those 50-yard bombs like we saw from DJ Lagway's film from him coming out of high school, but you see a quarterback that the moment never seems too big. He really seems to have a strong command of how to run an offense. Those are all qualities that sometimes get overlooked when you're talking about high school quarterbacks. You want to talk about size. You want to talk about arm strength. Yeah, you want to see all those things. I think Tramell Jones has arm strength. But what I love most about Tramell Jones, when you turn on the film on Friday nights, this kid knows what he's doing at the quarterback spot. And again, I think another big storyline is one, you're getting a really good quarterback to follow him with DJ Lagway. When you start looking at the quarterback pipeline, DJ Lagway, Tramell Jones, Will Griffin in 2026, you like that a lot. Does this give you a chance at Jamie French? Jamie French is one of my favorite wide receivers in this 2025 cycle. And again, another guy that I know it's kind of crazy to say because he's a 5-star prospect, top 25 national prospect, according to the composite. I think this kid might be underrated because, again, you look at one of the flaws I think you see with a lot of these recruiting services, they just gravitate towards height, weight, speed. And again, height, weight, speed is a very important part of football. Don't get me wrong. Jamie French isn't going to wow you with the size. He's not going to wow you with the long speed, the movement skills, the understanding of the wide receiver position, the ability to create separation, the body control and the coordination to make plays with the football in the air, all things that you can't really measure unless you watch this kid play. I think he brings it all. I think this kid is one of me. He kind of reminds me of Stephon Diggs. Like, just I'm going to create separation. I'm going to make plays on the football and I have the opportunity. Really, really good hands. I love Jamie French. If this gives Florida an opportunity to land Jamie French, it's another massive, massive reason to be excited about Tramell Jones committing to Florida. We might see Florida get hot on the recruiting trail. And it's been slow for Florida in the 2025 cycle, especially with the Billy Napier job conversation. I don't blame these kids for maybe cooling off on Florida because of the uncertainty surrounding the program. Tramell Jones, Vernell Brown, you get Jamie French in the fold. It's a pretty damn good 2025 class. They have the opportunity to finish really strong. We'll see how it plays out. Appreciate you guys rocking with the fellas late Sunday night. If y'all do enjoy the content, consider subscribing to the channel, and we'll talk to y'all later. Peace.